All right, good morning, Gary Club. I hope you're doing absolutely amazing this morning. We are broadcasting live on, I think, YouTube, but definitely on X. I'll check YouTube in a bit, but I do believe we are there live as well. Let me check the screen. Yeah, no, it was live. Now it's going live. I think it's working. Maybe it'll get to YouTube. I can't send music to YouTube because they do all these copyright strikes and ban accounts. So I'm trying to turn the stream on at the right time after the music is over. But I hope you all are doing well. Nice to see you, JJ and Stacker Power, and Maui Nancy, and Jesse, and Bearded Bongman, and Nikki. Great to see you. What a fucking red day in the market yesterday. Look, I am a Trump fan. I am supportive, but man, the market fucking sucks with those tariffs. Let me show you what happened. So yesterday we were just like, look, we were just cruising. Well, shit, I went to the wrong slide. Here we go. We were just cruising. Look, we're cruising way up to here. Look at this. Way up here, $136.18 for one salami. And now all of a sudden we're down here. Look at this drop. This is a 20% or a 14.84% drop in 15 hours. Tariffs. Now, are tariffs good or are they bad? I think in the long run they're going to be good. I think it's just going to take some time to work itself out. Bear markets are for builders. I don't think we're in a bear market, but I don't think we're in this big bullish market. I think we're in this weird sideways market. I think the cycles are changing. I think as we're moving into more mainstream adoption, as we're getting into more regulation, as more businesses and countries are adapting, I think that the cycles are going to change. I don't think they're going to follow the same suit. I could be wrong. I am wrong a lot. But I think the cycle is changing. So Solana today at 116.05. Bitcoin dropped to 83,213. So very similar. It was up here at 88.5. There was a lot of rumors yesterday afternoon that they were GameStop was getting ready to deploy $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. They wanted to test it above 90. It didn't make it. That's smart. Look, when you're putting in $1.5 billion, this is $5,387 is a lot of money. 6% is a lot of money. 6% of $1.5 billion is a lot of money. Right? It's a lot of money. Now, where will it jump in? I don't know. But GameStop does have $1.5 billion in the sidelines ready to buy Bitcoin. Right, ready to buy Bitcoin. That will push Bitcoin higher. It will push Bitcoin dominance higher. That's new liquidity. It's new paper coming in, $1.5 billion. It's a big buy on top of what Michael Saylor just did. That's what it takes. Look, I just want to tell you, that's what it takes to get Bitcoin to $83,000. So if you think Gary's going to make it, or if you think Giraffe's going to make it, or if you think Solana's going to make it, got to find buyers that are dropping billions when you get to that level. Not when you're at $100, not when you're at $1,000, not when you're at 20 cents, but when you get to $83,000, you got to find some big buyers, because even $2 or $3 billion sometimes doesn't move the market. So we'll have to see what happens today in the shakeout. We'll see what happens going into the weekend. As we're going into the weekend, we are getting to a point where sometimes we get a weekend pump, so maybe we do. We had definitely a big dump, so we'll see what happens this weekend. Let's look at Giraffe a little bit. Nice to see you here, Sebastian and JJ. Liberation Day crashed the market. It sure as fuck did. Nice to see you here, Hunter. I appreciate you all. Giraffe has a 7.056 floor. Dropped just a little bit. I expect that as we don't get a lot of sells in at this level. Right? What happens? What happened to Bitcoin when we got to 109? If people stop buying at 109, the price slides back. What happened to Giraffe at 7.5? If people stop buying at 7.5, the price slides back. We did get a transaction at 7, which was amazing. So we've had one transaction in the last 2 days. It does put us back on the leaderboard, though. One transaction a day keeps Giraffe on the leaderboard. One transaction a day will keep us on the leaderboard. Top floor. We happen to be number 20. We got flipped by Ricardio Cousins again. JJ, you gotta own that. We're flipped. We gotta push back up. We slid back. We slid back just a little bit there, JJ. We gotta flip back up there. We need probably just one more sell, in all honesty. I mean, 6.426, 6.497. I would imagine it's one more sell. Yeah, if that one goes right there, we flip them again. But we have to move some volume and we have to move some energy. I'm going to give you a little bit of an update on Stacker Agent this morning as well once we get through our stuff. Gary Coin. So down 8.72% today at a $5 million market cap, kind of flat. Moved a little bit with Solana, moved a little bit on its own. What I look for on our own to see, like, where are we at? I watched this get into the 490s. One SOL will get you about 490 Gary Coin. Now one SOL gets you 562. So we've dropped some in our performance, and Solana's dropped some in their performance, which has created this dynamic of Gary Coin dropping from a 6 million to a 5 million market cap. That is part of it. It is the journey that we go on. One Gary is always one Gary. Price is just what the market says at that moment. And it's not even a bad thing when the market's down. Sometimes it's a good thing if you're looking to grab more. So, where do we go from here? Look, we've had support in the 5 million range. We bounced a little bit. We went to 4.8. We bounced a little bit up. If Solana crashes down, I expect us to go down more. If Solana maintains and starts to recover, I expect us to do the same. I do expect that our next push, we push beyond 6 million and we go to 7 or 8 million, maybe 9 million. So that's what I expect. But just the market was just bad yesterday. This is looking at the last 24 hours. Fartcoin down 28%, Popcat down 14%, Trump down 13%, Grass down 16%. Very few green coins. W is up, Layers up, ALCH is up, and Saros is up. Giga's down, Muse down, Dog's down. I mean, Metaplex is down, Jupe's down. Look at Jupe. They're in the fucking shitter. Jupe is in the shitter. Jupe's down to 36 cents. I think Jupe's going sub 20 cents. I do. I think they'll drop below 20 cents. There's a big difference in running a big business and running a solid business, which I can't dispute. When you look at the fees and you look at the fees on Solana, I'll show them to you. Jupe is the #1 revenue generating protocol right now. #1 revenue generating protocol right now. Their fees in the last 24 hours was $539, $539,940. Sum of all holders revenue from, I don't know what that means. But I do know that their revenue was $539,000. Their fees were $2.11 million, and that is top fee for Jupe. They are top fee on the protocol or on Solana. So top revenue producing protocol. Token is in an absolute downward spiral. They are oversupplied. They have horrible tokenomics, and they are expecting their investors that are investing in their token, their governance token. They're using their governance token to pay salaries, to pay team, and that's not what it was made for. It was a governance token. Jupe had a governance token. They were giving it to their users. They were rewarding people, and we were going to govern the protocol. All of a sudden, it became payroll. Jupe, you're making millions of fucking dollars. Pay your own payroll. You get payroll through Solana. You get payroll through USDC. You're stacking up a shit ton of money. Stop buying your own token on a buyback and use that money to pay your team. Go buy the coins and give them to them and stop letting your DAO vote for it. Meow is smarter than that. I don't know what's going on. I am bearish as fuck on Jupe. There's 2 more swaps that are out. Titan is out and Camino is out. They're going to eat Jupe for lunch if Jupe doesn't get their act together. The hottest swap is going to be Titan. Let me just show it to you. It's going to be the hottest swap because they don't have a token yet. So let's see. This is them. Right, look at this. If I want to put in $100,000 and I want to buy Solana, it'll tell me it beats Jupiter by 184 right there. Look, it's just calculating right here. Every single second it's calculating. In every block, it's figuring out what transactions are moving at. And it's telling you at one point in time, it was beating Jupiter by $180. And I know that's not a lot to a lot of people, but if I wanted to come in here and I wanted to flip this around and I wanted to get Gary Coin because you can here at Titan, and I wanted to take one Solana and I wanted to get Gary Coin, wrong Gary Coin. There we go. One Solana here gets me 563.02. One Solana here gets me 562.58. I get almost a half Gary better at Titan. This is going to matter. It's only 9 cents, but it does add up. It's going to matter. If I put in 50 Solana, it adds up to more, I bet. No, they're dead flat at 50 Solana. So I think it's really fun that they come in here, and I think they show you what's going on, and I think that's great. I think Titan's going to have a nice run. The reason why I like what they're building, look, they don't have a token yet. And if you want to get a token airdrop, my first airdrop from Jupe was massive. If you want to get a nice big token airdrop, you use the new swaps. It's just what you use. You use new swaps. I have, look, let me tell you, let me tell you what this is. How do I do this? Let me see. Give me a second. Let me figure this out. Let me figure this out. Give me 1 second. I've got to get into the stream. I got to get into the chat. Okay. I've got 2 invite codes. I'm going to give 2 invite codes right here. All right. There we go. I just did it. They're going to be there for you. I put 2 invite codes in the chat. You can go to that URL. That's exactly where I'm at. It'll ask you for invite codes. Those are 2 invite codes. The first 2 of you to use it. Get access early. I do believe getting in here and doing swaps will generate an airdrop for you. And I do believe if you do enough volume, it could generate a lot of airdrop for you. A lot of airdrop for you. So there's your code. Thanks for showing up to the stream. I appreciate you for that. Go use that code. There's only 2 uses of it. That's it. I love the fact that at the top it tells me how much money I've saved by swapping with Titan instead of other swaps. I think that's such a nice marketing play there. So if you want to check out Titan, I have a beta code. There's 2 codes. They're in the chat on X, my live stream on X. Go there and check them out. It's app.titandex.io, app.titandex.io, and you can go check those out. Code FOBAWATW. You can go check that out. I've got 2 invites remaining. I don't know, maybe somebody's already used one. Let's see. Let me connect wallet again and we'll go check it out. Oh, I have no invites remaining, so those have been gobbled up. You guys grab those. Go swap. Don't just take a fucking invite and not swap. Don't do that. Don't be an asshole. If you took the invite, go process some swaps. If you took the invite, go transact some coins. Even if it's $1 or $2 or $5, go transact some coins. Don't fumble your blessings. Let me tell you about my wife. She fumbled her blessings yesterday. She told this lady about JJ at the grocery store. Okay, she told her about JJ. My wife was in the line at the grocery store and she went to buy some groceries and she didn't look homeless yesterday. She looked fine. She went to buy some groceries and she had a cart full of groceries. And the lady in front of her said that God had spoken to her and asked her to give $20. So the lady offered my wife $20 and my wife said no. She said, no, thank you. You know, why don't you keep it or why don't we give it to somebody else? And the lady looked at her and said, God called on me to give you this and you blocked your blessings. And it was like this aha moment. And my wife's texting me and she's like, I told her about JJ and I told her about what's going on. And I told her, and she's like, you know, the lady's like, well, you probably have plenty of money. And she's like, no, I just thought somebody else could use it. And I told my wife, I said, look, if somebody offers you money, you take it. And then if you feel that you should give it to somebody else or do something else with it, that's perfectly fine. But you just say, you know, you say, I appreciate you so much. I will put this to amazing use. And then whatever that amazing use is for you, you go do it. That could be buying a coffee. It could be buying a homeless man a meal. It could be going and getting some groceries and dropping them off at a homeless camp. It could be anything you desire for it to be. I mean, hell, you could load up a Starbucks gift card and post a QR code on X and let some people get free coffee. It doesn't matter ever how you want to do it. Take it and pay it forward. And I taught her that lesson yesterday, so she learned that. You take it and you pay it forward. You take it and you pay it forward. You take it and you pay it forward. Make sure I'm not missing anything here, anything that's running. Billions, 6 hours, 419K market cap. Missed another one. Man, we're getting so fucking close to this. Look at this. Right here. We hit it. See, we hit it here. And this is what I got to worry about. So, okay, let me show you. Do you all see in the, okay, I'm going to take my mouse here and I'm going to show you this range that I want you to look at. I want you to look right here in this section right here. I'm going to walk you through what each of these mean, and then I'm going to go change the numbers to what I want you to see. O, open. H, high. L, low. C, close. Volume is right here. So what does this mean? What did it open at? What was the opening market cap at that candle, the 1 minute candle? What was the opening price? What was the highest price that we saw during that 1 minute? If it's a 5 minute candle, what's the highest price we saw in that 5 minutes? If it's a 1 day candle, what's the highest price we saw in that 1 day? What's the lowest price we saw in that candle? And what did it close at? So what was the beginning of the candle? What was the high? What was the low? And what was the close? And what was the volume during that candle? So in this candle, for example, we opened at 425. We had a high of 594. We had a low of 395, and we closed at 427. That's a 1 minute candle. Okay. Now, if I go to a 30-second candle, oh shit. 30-second candle. Oh man, I'm swiping sideways too fast. Hold on. 30-second candle. Let me find 500K on a 30-second candle. Okay, here's the 30-second candle. Open at 495, high of 603, low of 494, close at 603. So 30 seconds is what we found in this example, that if we would have closed, right, we closed at 603 in a 30-second candle, but it doesn't give us much gains because we went from 495 to 603. We took 20% gains in this 30 seconds. So what we have to find is not a wick that shoots up for a second, not a current price. We've got to find a moment in there where we can hit it, and we're getting so fucking close. We've got our streams working. We are grabbing every token we want. We're still doing it manually. We're not going and grabbing every single token across the blockchain, but we're still doing this. We're watching individual tokens. We're watching every single transaction. We're logging them. We're getting so close to knowing exactly when to pull the trigger. But it's seconds here. And this is seconds that we have to be able to distribute across hundreds or thousands of wallets. Because in order for this to trigger, we only have, like if I buy here, it immediately goes down. Look at the second candle. Open at 603, close at 565. It immediately went down. Now, there was still some more opportunity. We went all the way up to here, right? But I couldn't have bought here because in this candle, we opened at 490. We hit a high of 511. We had a low of 473, and we closed at 495. That's the candle to buy at. So this candle right here was the candle to buy at. We bought, or we opened just below 500. We topped 500 in the candle. We closed just below 500, but slightly up. So buying at the close of this candle, which would have been the beginning of this candle, would have been the sweet spot for us. So we're building some models that let us be a little bit more flexible on the 500K. Some models that watch opens and closes. Some models that get us in and out quickly. And we're just working every day. I took 15 hours in my office yesterday. I was here for 15 hours building and working every single day. So, yeah, JJ, the wick versus the block, you're right. You know, making sure we catch the whole candle, making sure that we're not just grabbing some weird wick. Like, I don't want to grab you. I don't want to buy. So in this particular wick, we opened at 425. We closed at 423, but we hit 594 in the wick. I don't want to buy that wick. It's too risky. I can't get you to land a transaction and get you to sell the transaction in 30 seconds. It's too quick. I can't. I can't process the blocks that fast. Right? Maybe eventually we get to the point where we can buy and sell in that same block and we build some advanced tech, and I think we can. But today I need to buy and then I need to sell. So if I would have bought here when we ran up, right, I could have bought the run up, but I couldn't have sold the run up, and then I would have got scared and we would have dipped here and I would have lost money. So I'm figuring this out. We're getting closer and closer and closer every day. We're hitting more positives every day. Right? We're just getting close. That's all I can tell you. It's getting close. right? I can just tell you it's getting close. 1 seconds don't do us any good because it's all over the board on a 1 second candle. Minute candles do us great in long-term stuff, but we miss them in these short-term pumps because the market moves too fast. So this would have been the candle probably here, like right here, and it just moved too fast. Like it just went. It just went. So we would have not got in until like the end of that candle, and we wouldn't have made you much money. I mean, a little bit of money. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a little bit of money to be made between here and maybe like here. That's 30%, and we're not mad about 30% in 7 minutes. But we would have much rather had. We'd have much rather had come in at like the kind of like this point right here and been able to ride it up to about right here. Much rather have 55% in 8 minutes. And that 1 extra minute was an extra 20%, and that's a big deal. That's a big deal. So our biggest challenge that we had to overcome was making sure that we were getting all the data streamed correctly and making sure that we were live calculating things. We are now. We've reached that point that we can live track this stuff. It works. We've got success. We've got results. We're tracking. We know what's going on. We've got some more advanced stuff that's happening behind the scenes, but we know what's going on. And we're getting to the point where we're going to be able to start to share some data soon. I don't think we're far away from data sharing now. I really don't. I think we're really close to that. I'll show you. Let me see. How do I do this? Let's think. How do I show you? How do I do this? Let me think about something real quick. Let me think about how to switch my screen around and show you. Because like I just processed the transaction and I saw it. Here's what I'll do. Let me do this. This is just running in console. It's not going to make a bunch of sense for you, but I do want to show you that it's actually it's logging now, and that was a big challenge for us, is getting it to log correctly, getting it to catch it immediately, getting all the balances and stuff, and we're decoding this. But let me think of how to show this. Let me switch my share screen. Let's see if I can do this live. I think I can. Screen capture, configure. I want to switch. I don't want to share Brave browser. I want to share terminal. And I want to share terminal right here. There we go. Now you can see the terminal. So if you notice, it's just these pings, but here's the transaction that came through. I would challenge you, if you're here and you have a little bit of Solana, go process a transaction somewhere in GaryCoin. This is watching GaryCoin, so go process a transaction somewhere. I'll do it right now. I'll do it on Titan. I just click the button. I just signed to my wallet, and there's my transaction. I would challenge you to do the same if you want right now. Do it on your side, process a transaction, and see it come through. Right, I'm watching. Right, I'm watching what's happening here. So if you process a transaction, you're going to see it come through on our stream too. It's not unique to me. It's unique to anybody that wants to do it. So the next person, if somebody else here wants to process a transaction, you'll see it. I did. You see my transaction here coming through. And this is all blockchain data that we have to decode. But we've got a live stream running now. We've tested it on multiple tokens. So we are now cooking. We're moving fast. We've been able to log just tons of transactional data. Right? Just absolute tons of transactional data. Look at that. Somebody just put one through. I see that. Right? So I see transactions. They're here. Anybody that makes one, if I make another 0.01 right now and I do it, I'm going to sign the wallet right now. Just signed it. It just came through. You just see it right there. Done. It's done. See, somebody else did a transaction. You just saw it come through. Live blockchain access. All the pre-balances, all the post-balances. We're decoding all the logs. This is just a little browser just to see that we're catching all the transactions. We can catch any contract we want. So the process is really simple for us. We watch Pump.Fun, and we watch the tokens that get past. There's another transaction. We watch the tokens that get past their bonding curve and migrate into their liquidity pool. Once they migrate into the liquidity pool, we start to monitor that token for a duration of time. There's another transaction. I'm talking, I'm not clicking buttons, right? I'm not doing anything. You're watching me. You're processing these transactions. I'm not. I did a couple. I told you when I did. But we're catching all, there was another one. We're catching all these transactions. We're logging them. We're decoding them. We're watching for edge cases. We're figuring out who's making the transactions. We're storing it in the wallets. We're doing it all live. We're doing it all the instant it happens. This has to run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It has to run in perpetual instances. We'll eventually get to the point where we're mirroring these transactions, where we're running multiple feeds of this, and we're mirroring and make sure that our databases always stay exact, because it's that important that we catch every transaction. That'll take us a little bit of time, probably not at initial launch, but as we scale and grow. But now we've been able to figure all that out. We're tracking the price of the token at that time. We're tracking how many tokens were swapped, what wallet swapped it. We have tech that's being in final stages of development to score that wallet, to track the P&L, everything going on with that wallet, all the data, being able to just grab it really easily and just use it. JJ, you just sent one, so you saw it pop up. It'll pop up for anyone. I'll send one more, and then I'll switch my share screen back. So I'll send one more right now. Just showed up again. It is instant. That is zero lag. You are seeing it the second that it happens. That allows us to make decisions the second that it happens. Because every time we get a transaction, we learn what's the price of that coin, what's the volume of that coin, how many transactions are coming in, how many new wallets, how many old wallets, what did that wallet have in it that did that transaction. We're learning everything about that transaction. Everything about it right here inside of this feed. There was another one that just came through. Every single thing about it. And when I switch my share screen back, and I go back and I share here, configure, I go back and I share Brave, and I share here. There we go. You can see there was a bunch of buys and there was a bunch of sells. So you can see every single piece of that. You can see the buys, you can see the sells, you can see everything about it. It all happened right here. It all happened live. We were buying, we were going back and forth. You can see every single piece of it. You can see somebody just sold 4,000 Gary coin. Right? You can see that somebody up here bought 329 Gary coin, and they sold their 329 Gary coin. So you'll see all the market movements. We're capturing all the market movements. And that's what they're doing here too. They're capturing it. They're displaying it. They're giving you quick analysis on it. And we're building all of that tech on the back end so we can make smart decisions on your behalf. And we're very, very close to being able to release data. It's happening before I can switch back. Exactly. Right? We had to get it that quick. We had to get it that live. We had to get it on point. And then we have to do a ton of calculations behind the scenes about it. So we have a lot of work behind the scenes on that we have to build and we have to create and we have to do and stuff like that. So just know that there's a lot of work that goes into that for us. But we are getting close to this. We did drop to a $4.8 million market cap. This sell right here, that was a big one. That was an $800 sell. So this particular wallet, they're in profit. So there's not much I can say about that. Looks like they came in and made a lot of money off of Gary coin. Looks like they lost some money on Link, but they came in here and they made a lot of money on Gary coin. They still have a little bit of coins left, not much. They still have a little bit, right? They still have what looks like, I don't know, a handful of coins. They got a balance of about 16,000 coins. They've unloaded a lot of their position, but they're up. That's part of the game. You get buys and you get sells. So all of this data that you could watch manually, we're watching for you automatically. And that's almost complete. And then we'll be able to go to the next step and make decisions on that data. So just know we're close. We've been building multiple tracks, multiple pieces, multiple components at the same time, very modular. And then we put it together and we combine all the things. But look, if this person they've realized almost $5,000 in profit, why haven't you? They took the opportunity to buy. You could too. Now, you could look at this and say, look, Gary, I don't believe in selling at 20 cents. I think that's bullshit. That's paper-handed shit. I believe you, right? They held their link for 2 hours and lost $221. They held their storm for 37 days and lost $1.29. They held their Gary coin for 38 days and they've made almost $6,000. Good job, Sleepy Squirrel. Stack up those coins. Every coin you stack up is a winner. You won $2 yesterday and you bought Gary coin with it. Let's fucking go. Keep stacking your coins. You can't go wrong with stacking your coins. But we do have work to do. We did drop. We are down to a $4.8 million market cap. We do have energy we have to move as a community. All right, everybody. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. I'm going to wrap up our stream here. I got a shit ton of work to do today. I'm not sure I'll be in the space this afternoon. I might just be in the zone building and working. I'm rolling up my sleeves and getting my hands dirty with the team so we can get this ship quickly. So just know that we are on it. We're pushing hard, and we will do everything in our absolute power to get this live for you as quickly as possible. Your job is just to collect what you want to collect in the meantime, and we'll let you know when it's ready to be used. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you guys soon.